Hello! Today we'll show you how easy it is for Vortex to seamlessly integrate with third-party game engines like Unity or Unreal. In this demo, we'll focus on integrating Vortex mechanisms with Unity and making use of Unity's built-in features. Getting started is simple. First, import the package from the tarball in Unity's package manager. Finally, gather the assets you need from your preferred sources. With this, you'll be up and running in no time. Next, we'll build the prefabs for our graphic galleries. We do so by attaching a Vortex graphics gallery component to our models. Then, we select the gallery file by associating the corresponding VX graphic gallery to our Unity asset. Once that's completed, we add the prefabs to the Vortex prefabs list. Now, it's time to connect Vortex to Unity scenes. Simply open the Vortex menu and click on Associate Vortex Scene. If the galleries used by that scene are in the Vortex prefabs lists, you should see them in the current Unity scene. If they are missing, they will be shown as white cubes. Now that we have a scene and graphic galleries in place, we should clean up the duplicated assets by turning the assemblies and mechanisms into reusable prefabs. Open the Vortex menu, then select Create Prefabs and click on Assemblies. In the Unity hierarchy, you should see the assemblies turning into prefabs. Then, we repeat the same steps for the mechanisms. We can let Vortex handle the rest as it will be adding them to the prefabs list automatically. After that's done, if there's still some mechanisms not turning into prefabs, we can refresh our scene by navigating to the menu Vortex, then select Apply Prefabs and click on All. This replaces all unique Vortex assets in your scene with the prefabs. From here on, Vortex will use these prefabs in your scenes. You're now ready to develop directly within Unity's environment. The Vortex framework ensures all components stay in sync between Unity and Vortex, giving you a smooth and cohesive development experience. Vortex integration also lets you take full advantage of Unity's features like terrains. For example, artists can use Unity's tools to build large environments, and Vortex integrates easily with those assets. To set this up, you simply associate terrain layers with Vortex materials, add colliders and Unity physics materials to static objects, and apply rigid bodies to dynamic objects. On the GameObject Vortex scene, specify which Unity layers are for static or dynamic objects. Vortex will then recognize these layers and co-simulate its advanced physics with Unity's PhysX engine. Now, let's add a mechanism we've already created to an existing Vortex scene. This can be done in either the Vortex editor or Unity. Just go to the Vortex menu. From there, click on Add Mechanism. Then, pick a mechanism, like this 50-centimeter trunk from the sample assets. Rename the object called Mechanism with a unique name, and place it in the scene. Then save your scene. At this point, Vortex will synchronize it between Unity and Vortex. Now, after adding a few of these mechanisms to the scene, we're ready to test our changes. When we hit play in Unity, the Vortex Studio Player's interface appears, letting us test interactions between the two engines. Switching to the Roles and Seats tab and selecting our role. This updates Unity's camera to match Vortex's viewpoint. Then, we're ready to start the simulation. Press play in the Vortex Studio Player window. Doing this will allow us to see the objects interact with the environment, like the trailer of this vehicle. As you can see, the logs are now being simulated and are interacting with other Vortex mechanisms. Now we're ready to drive, and you'll notice the objects on the trailer behave just like they would in real life. Let's say we want to create an earthwork zone on Unity terrain. Open the Vortex menu and select Add Vortex Earthwork System. Then add an earthwork zone, a soil materials, and soil particles. Place the earthwork zone on the terrain, set its size, and define the meshes and materials for debris in the soil particles. Here we're using 4 mesh variations for added realism, and we assign an SSM material to fill the space between rocks. Once the earthwork zone is ready, entering play mode in Unity shows a visible hole in the defined area. Starting the simulation in the Vortex Studio Player makes the zone interactive, and we can begin digging. As you can see, setting up an earthwork zone in Unity is straightforward and efficient. That wraps up our demo. We hope you found it helpful, and we can't wait to see what you'll create with this technology. Thanks for watching.